What's your advice for someone who's going from a small company to a large company? I got two pieces of advice for you. My first piece of advice is to be strategic about the way that you network, or think about the way that you network, because it's very different from a small company to a large company. I went from a company of about 400 people, which isn't small, it's mid-size, to a company that is over 10,000 people. I remember when I started with that small company, there were so many opportunities to get to know my teammates. We had lunches set up for the first week, like lunch with your team, and I'm working with the same people over and over and over. So I'm really getting the opportunity to get to know them on more of a friend level than just being colleagues. Now, by the way, I personally like to know my colleagues as more than just people I work with. I like to get to know them as full human beings. I want to know what your hobbies are, what your spouse's name is, what's your kid's name, what's your pet's name. I want to know, how was your vacation? I care about stuff like that, and I'm the person at work who likes to be friends with the people that I work with. It just makes work for me more enjoyable. Anyway, when I started with a bigger company, that's harder. It was almost overwhelming to think of how I'm going to get to know all of these people who I'll be working with. I'm not working with the same people all the time. In fact, I'm juggling multiple projects at the same time and working with different people on each project. So I had to change my networking strategy. How I approached it was I thought about it kind of like layers on a cake. So I started with my immediate team, and I wanted to get to know my immediate team members. I set up one-on-ones with my manager and all of my, what I call them, my work siblings. So all of the people who also report to my manager. Then once I had gotten to know them, so this took a couple months. Once I had gotten to know them, I expanded beyond that. And so my team sits within a bigger team, which sits within a bigger team, and so on and so forth. So I'll never know every single person at the company. I'll never know every single engineer even at the company. But I wanted to get to know as many people as I could who I could either learn from or connect with, like I had something in common with, or I might end up working with at some point in the future. Now, it would be impossible to set up one-on-ones with every single person in the company. Like, that would literally be my job, is just to have one-on-ones with people. But so I needed at some point to scale myself. How I scaled myself was I decided to take on opportunities to speak within the company. And I figured that maybe if I'm demoing our products, or if I'm teaching people something, if we have like a forum where we're talking about just general front-end concepts, for example, I'm going to take on opportunities to speak so that people can get to know me and be familiar with my name and my face. Now, if you're not somebody who feels comfortable speaking, there are ways that you can scale yourself in other ways. Like, you could write docs that you end up circulating within the company. Maybe there's a blog, a company blog that you can contribute to. Maybe you can start just connecting with people on social media and just, plugging away at adding LinkedIn, sending LinkedIn requests to other people at your company and having like little conversations here and there, getting to know them on social media. So that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is to figure out how decisions are made at the company. And this is something that you should actually be asking in your interview process, is like, how do teams make decisions? And the reason this is important is because this is going to inform how you move within the company. What I mean by move is, this is how you're going to go for your promotion. This is how you're going to show everybody that this is the impact that you've made and you're deserving of this promotion or this raise. This is how you're going to get recognition for all the work that you've done. This is how you're going to inspire change within the company and get people to buy into the ideas that you have and the decisions that you want the team to move forward with and the decisions that you want them to make. So how are decisions made? Is your org like mine, where it's very flat and decisions are made by committee? Or is it very hierarchical and you need to know people at the top, or be able to convince people at a higher level that the decision that you want the team to make is the decision that the team should make? Then once you're ready to inspire change, you know how to do it. You know how to play the game. And you got to play by the company rules. Sometimes it stinks, but you got to play by the company rules.